In the industry, if you look at the total expenditure on behalf, particularly the retail dollars put into advertising and other marketing activities, it's substantial. So our challenge is not necessarily the quantity, it's the quality. And when I say quality, I don't mean, like high-end or prestige. I really mean the message content. A lot of the marketing in our industry, pick up a newspaper, flick through it, you find it's about price and product. And someone saying, I have this product at this price, too often maybe quite a low price or a discount price even, but even if not, it's product price focused. When actually, what makes consumer buy diamonds is not the product and the price. It's the dream, what we call the diamond dream. It's those emotional messages that make people want to participate in and engage with our category in the first place. And so when I talk about a need to radically improve the quality of the content, what I really mean is the nature of the content. I want to see more emotive communication, whether it's in advertising, particularly in the digital space. Let's tell stories about diamonds rather than just saying, I've got this product of this, HVS2, this cut at this price, which is fine as long as everybody's already bought in. But let's get them in the first place and bring new consumers into the market. Any jeweler of any size in any city can step back for a moment and think, what can I say in my advertising that will engage the idea of diamonds, that will talk about love, talk about commitment, talk about timelessness of a diamond gift, talk about it as this elegant, lovely, enduring product. Get some of those messages into. If you want to put a product in, that's fine, but make sure we get that high level message in. And it's not that hard. Obviously, if you spend a lot of money, you maybe have an agency, but if you don't, you just think yourself, what is it that would engage you and make you emotively attracted to a category? Get that into your messaging. It's not so hard. We can do it if we want. Yeah, the millennials are indeed different, and they're not different so much because they're attitudinally different, but when they come into the store, they're in a different place than the generation before. They've spent a lot of time already researching on the internet. They understand the qualities, they understand the 4Cs, they even have an idea maybe of what it is that they want. So they don't want to come in and be told what they think they already know. And that's a big part of the Forevermark concept. We're very focused on things like beyond the 4Cs, and particularly importantly on the whole area of responsible sourcing, social responsibility. That creates a story around a product that they will then be emotionally attached to. The rational work they've probably done already, but they need to emotionally attach themselves to brands that they feel, as millennials, they feel an association with, they feel compatible with, they feel proud to have. And that's the storytelling now that we need to, through Forevermark, which is well armed for that, to tell that story. That'll make people fall in love with our category and make them continue to buy diamonds. But if we just tell them the same thing that they can find on the internet, they probably already know it, and if you just tell them the same thing again, they think, well, you're not helping me, huh? You're a jeweler, you're not taking me to a different place. When we look at Forevermark, 3 simple words: beauty, rarity, responsibly sourced. That's all core to our proposition. So, we want to clearly, the beauty of a diamond is fundamentally important to the person who has it. And so we need to communicate that part of our Forevermark brand and what we think goes into making, a Forevermark diamond a beautiful one, and separating it from all the other diamonds that they might be shown. So that's part of our task, but that's not where the emotional engagement comes. Huh? To be emotionally attached to a brand, you want to know more about what those brands' values are. Are they values that you share? And you tend to buy the brands whose values are consistent with you. So for us, telling the story of social responsibility, the good works that are done in the communities where the Forevermark diamonds originate, whether it's improving the lives of young girls through education or healthcare, or whether it's around preservation of wildlife, which is so fundamentally important in so many of the Southern African countries because of their economic impact. That's part of our values as a brand, and people that share those values, they'll be interested in our brand. Yeah, I mean, the digital world is not an easy one. Particularly for people of our generation or my generation, it's hard to get your head around. But if you want to sell engagement rings, you better learn how it works. In some ways, it's a big advantage for us because we all know, particularly for the independent jeweler, running national advertising is out of the question, and even producing the kind of content you need to run local TV advertising isn't easy. It's expensive. The one thing about the digital world is that if you get it right creatively, it need not be so expensive to implement. And for our product, diamonds, high interest category, there won't be a consumer buying an engagement ring who hasn't spent some time on the internet before he comes to you, into your store. So there he is. I can capture him with a 30-second TV commercial. I can capture him with a print ad that he flips over and sees for about 30 seconds on average. Or I can get 3 minutes of his time, or 4 minutes, and engage him in depth in my story. So the opportunity for us is a great one. But content has to be good. You can't, through the digital arena, just tell someone what you want to tell them. In the digital arena, they want to understand, they want to hear the story. They want to engage in the story, and they want to hear what their friends say about that story. So you need to have a different attitude. And maybe in the beginning as a jeweler, if you haven't done this, you need a little help. The good thing is there are lots of small digital-based marketings, 1 or 2 person outfits starting up, and you can get that help without costing an arm and a leg, but probably good if you don't know your way through to get some help, because it's not just a matter of buying a search engine. You need to engage in a different way. It's a less telling and it's more interactive storytelling.